Hello everyone and welcome back to the FIFA 21 ratings series. We're going to be ending this little series with Chelsea Football Club, my club, so it's going to be interesting. As this is probably my last FIFA 21 ratings video and it's Chelsea, the team I love, I'd massively appreciate it if you could hit a like. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Real quick, do it, like the video, I massively appreciate it. And of course, if this is the first time you're watching this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button with notifications turned on. We're talking a lot about FIFA 21, we're going to have loads of FIFA 21 content when it drops in about a month's time. The premise of this series is we look at their FIFA 20 ratings and then we move on and look at and predict what their FIFA 21 ratings are going to be. Normally I just do what I think is going to be the strongest starting 11 and that's it, but because it's Chelsea and I know more about it than I do other teams, I'm doing the starting 11 and 3 subs. Let me know your thoughts on my opinions in the comment section down below. I'll reply to every single comment. And without further ado, let's do this. We're kicking it off with an interesting one with Kepa Arrizabalaga. And yeah, this one's an interesting one. It's going to be one of the only downgrades in the entire team. I'm putting him down to an 82, -2 rating. And I think we all know why. Kepa had a great first season at the club, but this season he has literally been awful. He has conceded us a lot of goals. He's gone completely out of form, and he's just been almost disastrous. It comes to the point when a striker's one-on-one with him, I know the striker's going to score, even if they are a really bad striker. I hope that he does stay at Chelsea and fight for his place and improve, but for now, he's going down to an 82 in my opinion. Next at left back, we have Ben Chilwell, our new signing. We signed him for 45 million from Leicester City. Leicester coming 5th last season. He had a great first half of the season and an alright second half. He's dangerous, attacking and decent defending. All very good for a very young age English left back. I'm excited. I think he's going to take the left back role by storm and be a brilliant player for us. I'm putting him up to because he's A, joined a bigger club, and B, because he had a good season. Up to 2 to 81. Next is Kurt Zouma. I'm going to be putting him up from 80 to 81. The reason I'm doing this because I think out of all our other centre backs, he is basically like the number 1 at the moment and the player I would like to see most in the starting 11. I think he had a decent season for a team that was defensively so bad last season. I think he was one of our best defenders. He looked good. He doesn't deserve to be an 80 rated player. He deserves to be an 81. So that's why I've put him up 1 to the 81. And yeah, hopefully he'll have a cracking season, and then next season he can hopefully move on to the 83, 84 type rated card. Next, we have Thiago Silva. Now, I would play the David H. Tracy track, but copyright reasons, and we need the monetization. So, Thiago Silva keeping at an 87 for me. He obviously led his team, captained his team to a Champions League final last season. Very impressive. Plays really well. He's a great centre-back. He has been for numerous years. Over a decade he's been really at the top level. He's joining us as an experienced centre-back. I would put him higher to an 88 as he took his team to a Champions League final. The reason I'm not is because he is slightly old. I believe 33, 34. FIFA don't tend to like boost players of that age, so I'm going to keep him at 87. He could be an 88, but I don't think they will due to his age, and he's definitely not going down from 87. Next we have Rhys James, who has kind of had a breakout season this season. I'm moving up 5 from 73 all the way to 78. Now, I could have personally put him up a bit higher, maybe towards an 80, but I felt, considering it was his first season, considering he's so young, I didn't want to like put him up too much because then it would like leave less room for him to improve in the next years. I think 78 is fair. It's like quite a low rated gold, and it gives him a lot of room in the season to try and improve to an 80, etc. I'm very excited about his future. He is so dangerous attacking. He's so strong, so fast. His crossing is brilliant. He's going to be absolutely incredible this season. I hope he gets the playing time that he deserves. Don't know what's going to happen with him and Azpilicueta, but boosting him up from a silver to a gold, 78 rated. That's Rhys James. Next we have N'Golo Kanté, an interesting one here. I'm actually downgrading him 1 to 88. Now, he was 89, and 88 is still an incredibly high rating for a midfielder. The reason I've put him down 1 is because he hasn't quite maintained at that 89 level due to injuries, and when he has come back from injury, he hasn't been as good as he previously has. Saying that, at 88, it still shows that he is one of the world's best midfielders. It's a very high rating, probably one of the highest ratings in the Chelsea squad, if not the highest. I think he's a brilliant player, world class, still could get into so many teams in the world. Brilliant player, and hopefully we keep on to him. There are some rumours that he might be leaving, But he'll have a fantastic season, no doubt. Next, we have Mateo Kovacic, Chelsea's Player of the Year. I'm boosting him up for that reason, 2 to an 84. I think 84 is a really fair rating for him as a really brilliant ball-carrying, box-to-box type midfielder. Although I think he might be actually playing in the more traditional CDM Regista role this season. I think he's a fantastic player, so talented, and he really carried us through last season. So due to his excellent performances and his Player of the Season award for Chelsea, I'm boosting him up to a nice 84. Next, we have the exciting new signing for Chelsea, Kai Havertz. I'm moving him up 1 from an 84 to an 85. Again, another young player who's very, very high rated. I've only boosted him up 1. I could have gone for 2. I could have boosted him up to 86. But I just think 1 is fair. He had a brilliant season, so he warrants 1 upgrade for Bayer Leverkusen. And I think 85 is a brilliant rating for him and a rating that he can definitely build on in the future. He's I think 21, maybe 20. I think he is 21 though. Imagine if I put him up to an 86 or an 87. He'd have barely any room to grow into the rating. So I think 85 is fair. I haven't gone silly on this one. I'm so excited for him to sign. I think we ended up getting him for 68 million, which is actually a bit of a bargain for a player of that sort. Can't wait to see what he does next year. I think he's different gravy and I'm so excited. Moving on to the front three, we have another exciting signing of Ziyech from Ajax. I'm going to keep him at 85. Yes, he did have a really good season for Ajax, but the thing with players like Ziyech and stuff, I don't want to push them too up. I also don't want to sound like I'm being a silly Chelsea fan and just boosting everyone up to 88 rated cards. I think keeping him at 85 is fair. I could see him going up to 86 after his good season with Ajax, and he's moved to an almost bigger club. Yeah, so I am just going to keep him there. I'm going to be a bit strict with myself here because I have given a lot of upgrades elsewhere. Going to keep him on 85, but would I be surprised if he got an 86? Not at all. Next is probably the signing that we've had that I'm most excited for, Timo Werner from RB Leipzig. I've moved him up 1 from 86 to 87. He had a brilliant season for Leipzig last season, and he's an absolutely brilliant front headline signing for Chelsea. I think, in my opinion, someone asked this on Twitter today and I said, how many goals is he going to score? I think about 18 in the Premier League, hopefully, if he doesn't get injured. And then overall in all comps, maybe 25, 26. I'd like that for him in his first season. Some people are saying he's going to be top goal scorer. I'm not sure about that, considering we have quite a lot of rotation in our strikers. But yeah, nice 1 up to an 87 for me. He's one of the top players on FIFA for Chelsea, and I think they'll boost him up 1. Lastly, in the starting 11, we have Christian Pulisic, a player that just absolutely smashed it last season. He's only a 79 this year, which blew my mind. A 50 million signing from Dortmund. I know he's only around 20, but still, 79 is very low for him. So I'm going to boost him up 3 to 82 because if he was more consistent and didn't have that injury, and bit of the season out just of form, if he continued throughout the season playing well, he would have got so much more higher rating. But +3 is pretty big. I believe he has to be over 81, 82. I could even see him being 83 rated, Pulisic, but I didn't want to boost him ridiculously high because I wanted to be realistic. So Pulisic for me is going up 3. A brilliant season, and this guy has such a brilliant, bright future in front of him. One of the best American footballers there could ever be. So that was the starting 11. We're going to move over to the subs now. Now the first sub is Azpilicueta. I could have put him in centre back or right back for this team. I'm not sure how he's going to work, but I've kept him at 84. I think he had a really solid season, and he's another example of players that's not getting on a bit, but he's just slowly slowing down as a player. So I could have put him up for a good performance and a good season captaining Chelsea, but I just thought with his age kind of going up, I thought the ratings shouldn't go up, but he definitely wasn't bad enough to receive a downgrade. So 84 for Asby, I'm keeping him there. Next is my favourite player at Chelsea and the player I have on the back of my Chelsea shirt. It's Mason Mount. He is 79 rated as well, and I'm boosting him up to 82. Basically the same as I did for Pulisic. I think 79 is kind of underrated. He played the most minutes and matches for Chelsea this season. That says a lot. Of a team that came 4th in the Premier League, nearly joint 3rd, The fact that he was the player that played the most says something about how good he is. His press is ridiculous. He's very good in attack. He's extremely underrated in so many different ways. A brilliant player, and people think he's not going to be in the team a lot next year because of Havertz, all our new signings, Ziyech, etc, etc. He will play a lot, I guarantee you, and he'll have a great season. Next is another interesting one, and another big boost. Tammy Abraham, I'm putting him up from 76 to 81. I think this is fully deserved. Although it's a 5 upgrade, 76 was technically too low for him, in my opinion. He's proved that he is a Premier League striker that can score a lot of goals. I believe he scored, I want to say, 16 or 18 goals in the Premier League, somewhere between there. And he scored a lot. I think he got like 26 goals and assists in all competitions, which is brilliant for a first season, like fully in the Prem for him. He's going to go very far. I'm going to be interested to see how much he plays this season with Giroud and Werner in the mix as well. Will Lampard play kind of 2 up front at any point? We'll have to wait and see, but he could be someone that definitely goes higher up in the future. But yeah, those are my Chelsea ratings predictions. Let me know what you thought down below. Drop a like, subscribe down below if you're new, and I'll see you next time.